Hello, my fantastic, wonderful, happy friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you. I am your friend Kevin, along with Freddie the Teddy, Patrick the Bear, and all of those crazy fairies in the back of the room. This is your divine inspirational message for the day. Okay, my friends, so we are on an angel numerology number 3 today, which basically is gentle guidance, messages coming from your ascended masters, as well as listening to messages from your loved ones that have passed into spirit. Just really saying everything's fine. You need to go out there and have fun. And the energy of number 3 is about being artistic, creative, playful. Might be a good day to start meditating if you don't have a meditative practice. This works with tarot card of the 3 of Cups or 3 of Water, the Hermit and the Moon. Today would be about calling in the energy of Archangel Azrael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raziel, Archangel Jophiel, and Archangel Zadkiel. Doesn't matter. They all come. The Happier Me card today is I am enough. You're always enough. You're plenty. Compared to no one, we all have our own journey and our own rhythm. It's okay to want more from yourself, but be gentle with yourself. Be your own supporter rather than your own enemy. It is a challenge in these interesting times, not dark times, not bad times, let's just call them interesting, where we have to be reminded of when we slip, when our egoic mind tells us that we are less than brilliant, less than magnificent, less than beautiful, less than children of the divine. Those statements are things that are placed upon us, and we somehow let them creep in. We somehow bring them with us. So try to believe in all the good that you do. This week we have the fabulous fire of Bridget, the Irish goddess. And I love this image because we've got 4 colors. The autumn, yellow and orange, the wheat, then the green, and then the blue. Bridget, in pagan tradition, or more Celtic, I think, was known as the goddess of Ireland. And when the Christians came along, they gave her a saintly title. But the message really is, this week with us, you are highly driven. There's a lot of passion, and you've got the ability to make huge changes in the world. Changes are being made. It's time for you to follow your passions. What lights you up? What brings you joy? Where is the spiritual fire in your heart? Where is it growing? Where is it glowing? And then share all your passions. Let those passions lead you to fulfilling a purpose. Bridget is coming to you this week because it might feel like your life is changing. It also might feel like the ground around you, your stability, the things that you know for sure, is unsteady, insecure. So she's reminding us it's time to trust that the best is coming with this change. And what's changing around you brings out the best in you. This is a powerful time for you to begin brand new. The seeds that you have been planting, whether you're conscious of it or not, that are your dreams, a little dream here, a little dream there. They've been given the opportunity behind the scenes by your guardians, by your spirits, by your ancestors that have passed to germinate. And they're beginning to sprout right up under the ground. Trust in your passion. Don't let the limiting beliefs that you've had before or the doubts, particularly the doubts of other people, be projected on you. Let your fire burn. Burn, burn, burn. Beatrice and Gertrude are basically in what to me looks like a spiritual circus. Now, not a circus that's chaotic and crazy with clowns and crazy music, but there's a big top. There's a harnessing that's going on. There's a practice that's happening. There's a ritual that they're doing and things going in a circle. Gertrude has got 2 lions either side of her. She is like this Bridget, and Beatrice is standing as like the ringmaster, guiding what Gertrude does next, where she goes next, making sure she's being taken care of and protected by these 2 lions. These are like symbols I see in my mind, which is going out to you guys. My isms. Nothing's more important than my feeling of joy and happiness. So, where's your passion? What brings you joy and happiness? Love is my compass needle. If you think of a compass, north, south, east, west, and all the other directions in a big old circle, then you want to be aiming it for love. You can either say, if love is your north star, which it should be, harmony should be maybe at the east, and happiness at the west, and grace and whatever you want to call it down at the south. Just think of these elements and plonk them in on your compass. Then the other one is, it's not what you show, it's how you show up. And when you start showing up with all that going on, all that love, that harmony, all that peace, that joy, let me tell you something. That's a light bulb. It's an energy. It comes from within your heart, goes out to the world, and people are attracted to it. Angel Wisdom Tarot. That's what we're using this week. But before we get to the card and what our friends have to say, we are going to be reading from Joanna Pantasy's Starlit Wisdom. I printed it out here for you. And here we go. Balancing the inner and outer worlds. She got a picture of a dove flying and carrying an olive branch. Daily affirmation. I find balance and harmony within myself and my surroundings. I'm creating peace in all that I do. The astrological part of today, and I've also got Jasmine Boland's, it puts a bit more onto that. Today, the moon in Libra forms a harmonious aspect with Mercury in Virgo, bringing a clear and thoughtful energy to your communications. This is an excellent day for meaningful conversations, sharing ideas, and finding common ground with others. This energy supports diplomacy, cooperation, and making it easier to resolve conflicts, plus reach agreements. Now, the astrological aspect, according to Yasmin Boland's Tear Off Daily, I guess an astrology diary, she says the moon's in Gemini. Well, Joanna says the moon's in Libra. So, I don't know. It's different. She said, as Venus clashes with the planet of obsession, which is Pluto, under the Gemini moon, ask yourself, am I being obsessive about someone or something? And if so, is it doing me any good or does it feel toxic? Now, what I believe and what I feel in my heart and what I want to tell you is, right there are 2 conflicting kind of energies, and we can get twisted by, well, she said, he said, they said. Does that sound familiar to you when you turn your TV on? Even in the spirit world, there are these, well, what is right, what is wrong? Ha, here we go. It comes from you. So it's saying today, get into something passionate, follow your dreams. Look at your seeds are being planted and they're germinating, right? That is true. That's going on. That's happening. Now, I'm not really sure whether moon is in Libra or the moon is in Gemini, because this would have to be clarified. I'm just reading what I got from other people. Let's move on. The tarot card that Joanna suggests or she pulled, is justice. Now, the message comes with justice represents fairness, truth, and balance. It reminds us to seek harmony in all the decisions that we make and to weigh all sides carefully. Remember I said that Gertrude has 2 lions, one on either side of her. She doesn't have one. Trust that fairness and truth will prevail. You know what? If you're into tarot and oracle cards, which many of you are, pull your own card. Before you pull the card, ask the question, how can I bring more balance and harmony into my life today? Today, not tomorrow, not next week, right now, where you are. She suggests you find a quiet place and sit comfortably with 2 candles. You can bring one white one for clarity, one green one for healing. And if you want to know how to change the colors without going and buying all these candles, go to yesterday's video. And there's a piece in there that I did about lighting a candle, putting in a bowl of powered water and bringing paper underneath it to represent the color. Visualize these 2 candles and the flames merging into one single light. Let that light balance. Hold the vision, take your breaths, feeling your body and your mind align with the balance of that flame. And after a few minutes, blow out the candles, affirming, I carry this balance within me, harmonizing my inner and outer worlds. Now, what you may want to write about, journal on, or reflect on in your meditation is this question. What areas of my life do I need more balance? And how can I achieve it? Balance is something that we are always having to focus on. Always. Think about it. Every day brings different elements, different energies, different vibrations, and we are being taught by using Metatron, the archangel of time management. He's seen on many tarot decks that Radleigh Valentine's done, usually on a chariot, and he's driving a white horse and a black horse. There's 2 opposing forces. That's how we find balance. There's dreams and there's doubts. I was on John Mother's Head, Angel 365 last night. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful energy. If you've not done one of his parties, I suggest you sign up for one. Go to johnmothershead.com. Angel Wisdom 365 is on Facebook. They are unbelievable. It's a wonderful, wonderful community. All right, let me see. Here we go. I'm going to pick this card right here. Let's see if it all pulls together. Oh, look. Hello. Now, see, if I'm looking at this, do you see in the sky, you've got the sign of, I almost want to say that's the sign of Pisces, but it looks like Gemini, I don't know, then the moon. And here we have Metatron going at it, right above the earth, not far, flying forward. And the message is, rewards that come from hard work, successfully balancing, there's that word again, the priorities at once, determining with your willpower. He's also saying you could be up for some public recognition. I would say, let me go over to this camera. Here we go. Don't you love these crazy lights? I mean, I said yesterday and the day before, yes, I went and bought some more because it felt like, I don't know, it just feels like there needs to be more on this tree. And this low light camera, let me show you what it looks like without there. Now that's what it looks like, you know, without the low light. I got a panoramic lens on my main camera there. But because of the low light and because of the, what's it called, light emitting diodes, LED, this is what it does, which I find quite comical. And it doesn't take much to make me titter and giggle, but there you go. What was I going to say? How was I going to add to all of that? Times are certainly changing. They're certainly on the move. Passion. For me, passion came from the doing of something. Not necessarily the thinking about what should I do. That's, you know, that could be the inquiry piece. But I've often found my road forward in creativity, divination, these cards, doing these readings, they came from nowhere. It was, let me just see what this does. Adventures. If you look at the life path that you're on, you're growing up. Take the pieces of your growing up, the good pieces, not the things that were challenging. If you do tend to be somebody who looks at the challenges, which many do, I'm not discounting it. It's not like you can brush abuse and awful things like that. It isn't like you can push it under the carpet. However, there comes a point, and I can speak from the truth, where the stories and the experiences of the past can almost keep trampling you in the present. And if they're trampling your mind and your thoughts and your ideas in the present, and you've got the passion to say, enough of this, thank you very much, goodbye, which we do, ongoing. There are triggers. And at some point or another, I know myself, I've said, God, why are you sending this to me? What is all this about? They are experiences that we experienced. Many people can have similar experience to you and I, and they just step over it and move on. Others, they're like, how can you do that? How can you be so flip about that? That was terrible. That was awful. Well, that's them. You're you. The passion and the strength comes from going up beyond that, reaching higher than all of that. That becomes an adventure. It can almost become the other side of that ego, in so much that it turns into this, see what I did? There you go. Yeah, I got it all going on. 2 clicks and a twist, let's go. That can almost seem a bit too flippant. When you do surmount a challenge, then you have the experience of saying, wow, look how far I've come since all that happened. Look at what I did with this situation. Look at how I moved past it. And these are the inspirational stories that create books, that create masters, that create leaders, that create people who climb up and they never give up. They never stop. They don't sit back and say, oh, I'm just going to sit here and let every truckload of doo-doo come pile on top of me. No. Let's face it, our spirit that's now in a physical body, that's having all these journeys and these experiences, it's bumpy. There are potholes, emotional, physical, spiritual. Lord, here we go. Another one. Can't really avoid it. It's what you do with it. It's how you show up. How are you showing up? The other part to it is, when someone says they don't know they're creative, that's sad. Because creativity is taking something that didn't exist and making it exist. Cooking is creative. Writing is creative. Music is creative. Gardening is creative. If you know how to plant bulbs, do it. Number 1, it's grounding. Number 2, they're pretty when they come up out the ground. Number 3, you're being kind to Mother Earth. That's creative. Even if you got a pot plant and you put it in a different pot, and maybe you went and got one of those, inexpensive containers from a garden center and you decided to paint it a different color. Or you take one you've already got and paint it a different color. You're being creative. This idea that it's got to look like something, be like something, or somehow or another it's not perfect, that's almost a waste of creative energy. There are things that I've done. I'm chuckling because I'm now thinking of haircuts that were like, whoa, hang on a minute. Hair colors. Oh, yeah, that was different. And yes, in my younger years when I was learning things, it was tough to learn those things. It was difficult to have the teacher come along and say, take all those rollers out. None of them are straight. They're not on base. They're all carrying 1%. That hair set's not going to be any good. The times I went home to my mum and dad and complained bitterly that I had got pulled up over the coals over something. Those were experiences that made me a better hairstylist. It wasn't that those people that were telling me to take it out and do it again were beating me up. They were saying, I know you can do better and you need to. That's the sort of thing we need to do for ourselves. Not obsessed by it, not get all upset by it. Oh, we're already at 20 minutes. I need to shut this down a minute. Just with kindness, balance. Balance the, I want to grow. How can I take what I did and make it a little bit better? I like to call that 1%. Do 1% better than what it was before. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. Easy. All right, my friends, I love you. Until tomorrow, be well, be kind to yourself, be harmonious and grateful and graceful. And watch for the preview of next Friday's Happy Hour at the Woo Woo Lounge. We're going to be talking about being okay with what is while managing your list of needs and priorities. All right, my friends. Big love. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.